it's Sylvia Michetti. It's Luminosity TV. Merry Christmas and happy holidays wherever you are. And hope this season brings us good tidings. I was recently thinking about Christmas as a young girl, and I remembered that back in the days after the Christmas holidays and we went back to school, we will have to fill out this new forms at school with our names, our addresses, our date of birth, and there was usually that part where you were asked to tick what religion you belong. And as children, most of us will just confidently tick the box for either Christianity or Islam, depending on what your parents wear. But I remember how casual it was to just tick the box for Christianity, as if it was second nature, like, yeah, I'm a Christian. But as you get older and more mature on your journey through life, that category of those who call themselves Christians back then has really changed, and it has centered around a few groups. Those who were Christians because their parents took them to church, and at that time when they were younger, and now as adults, they just can't be bothered anymore because, well, their Sunday is better spent doing all the other things or just resting from the chaos of the week. And there's those whose parents did take them to church back then, and they've carried on with the same pattern, and now it's simply become a Sunday habit where they equally drag their own children to church as well. And then there are those who get the urge to question the whole narrative of the religion. And when a few things don't add up, well, it becomes a good excuse for them. They simply abandon it altogether. And they haven't bothered since to find answers to those questions that didn't add up. And then there's finally a small group of those who, even though they have questions and doubts, they found the urge to find out, to investigate, to exert themselves so that they can fill the gaps that's missing with their religion. For this small group, this is where spirituality comes in, when you can look within your soul and ask yourself, truly, how Christian am I really? How is it that I was able to tick those boxes easily back then? When you look back all those years, have I lived as that which I say that I am? Today it's very easy to say, well, I'm a doctor, and people will believe you because, yes, you went to medical school. Or I'm a model, and someone will look at you, yeah, I can see that. I can see how she can be a model. But if today I say I'm a Christian, what does that truly mean? What qualifies you as a Christian? In my little inquisitive wanderings on this planet, I've often asked myself the same question. And I've realized that, as far as I know, all the divine messages brought to us, whether it be Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, all of these messages point out to one simple truth, that the origin of the message, not the way we've interpreted them, but the origin comes from one source, the source of all life, from the Almighty. And that it was given to us so that we can make it into a way of life, something that is living within us like a constant burning desire that you carry in your soul. Just like you would inhale and exhale, you don't have to think about it. It's second nature. But of course, as time went on and we turned these divine messages into different religions, it was then relegated to a once-in-a-week affair. Now you just have to ask yourself, if you were to breathe once a week, I wonder how strong your lungs will be. And if you were to eat once a week, guaranteed you'll be malnourished. So ask yourself, how malnourished is my Christianity? Do I have healthy lungs to breathe when it comes to my religion? Is your religion a way of life? On the other hand, your spirituality should be, because it is the basis for which you call yourself a human being. So the very thing that should have been a way of life for us has now been relegated to once a week or to special occasions like Christmas. And then, as if that's not bad enough, you have to ask yourself what happens in these places of worship. Are they really worshiping the Creator? And for me, the picture that always comes to my mind is when Christ went to the churches and knocked down everything because they had turned the churches into a marketplace, into a business center, a money-making machine. Is that any different today? Take Christmas, for instance, which is in a few days' time. It's an opportunity for us to celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ and to stand in gratitude for the love which He, the Creator, has bestowed upon us by sending us His Son to teach us the truth, so that one day we can find our way through the many mansions that leads to His Father's house. How many of us remember the Christ in Christmas? I mean, really remember what it truly means that He came to this world. How many of us remember the messages of how we should live our lives to be able to enter His Father's kingdom? But instead, what do? We pride ourselves on having the best Christmas decorations, the best Christmas parties, our little reindeers and colorful angels, the Christmas tree adorned with colorful Christmas lights, our well-laid ceramic plates and cutleries. All to what end? Everyone joins in the fireworks, the heavy shopping, the presents, the excessive food and drinks. And then if you're lucky, families will get together for a few hours on the day. Never mind that they've been fighting each other all year round, and some of them haven't spoken to themselves since maybe June. And then suddenly they all come together. It's Christmas, pretending and passing the food around. Of course, we're going to need more wine. We're going to need more wine. How else are we going to get through, the day without any arguments? We need the alcohol to get the conversations going. To the discerning mind, you can't help but ask yourself, where's Jesus in all of this? Was this what He wanted for us on Christmas Day? All the messages He brought, how have we used them? Are we walking on the path that He prescribed for us? Or have we deviated far, far away? Are we lost? Oh, by the way, you know how everyone sits down ready for the big Christmas dinner? Oftentimes, not a single prayer is uttered in memory of the name that we are celebrating, because somehow almost everyone's forgotten how to pray, or they don't even find it important anymore. Like, please, let's eat. The food's getting cold. Pass it round. You're wasting time. I'm starving. And if the host was to ask someone to please lead us in prayer, you'll see the discomfort, the uncomfortable body language. Please don't pick me, don't call me. Well, good. Because if we picked you anyway, your prayers wouldn't even go past the table. Talk less of, rise up to the ceiling. Because once again, it's not genuinely heartfelt. How hypocritical are we? Where's the Christ spirit in us? Where's it gone? Did we even have it in the first place? For years and years, the reverence that is attached to worshiping our Creator has slowly waned, and it's deteriorated to a Sunday sideshow at best, because our Sundays are now better spent in bed or having brunch with friends. But yet we tick that box every time. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm Hindu. You must realize that your religion is nothing if you can't live it, if you can't express it in your being. But when it comes to spirituality, I've learned that it's in everything you do. The thoughts that you create, the words that come out of your mouth. It's the way you do the things that you do, the way you carry yourself, what you wear, where you focus your energy, how you perceive the world around you, your humility, your virtues, your sense of shame, your sense of beauty, your talents, your gifts, which was given to you as a blessing to be able to uplift and ennoble your surroundings and the people around you. How you relate to your fellow human being. That's how you worship your Creator. That is how you celebrate Christmas. Worshiping your Creator in your deeds, in your soul, If we truly dig deep into our core, we will realize that all these years we've been deceiving ourselves. The cunningness of our minds, the immorality that permeates everything that we do, the sense of morals and values that is lost today, despite all the so-called religions. Let me remind you that you do not need a religion to connect with your Creator, to do what He demands of you. Because by their works ye shall know them. It's in the work of your hands. It's not those that call Him Lord, Lord, that worship Him. Because to worship Him is to come alive within your soul, in everything that you do, and to establish that connection with your origin. And above all, to overcome your weaknesses and find your higher self. How many of us have found our higher self? Look around you and the society we live in. What is Christian like about us? What do we do on a daily basis to connect with our Creator? What exemplary ways are we showing the coming generation? How do we make it a way of life and not just a Sunday event or a Christmas party? Where's the love and the empathy and compassion that's needed in treating our fellow human beings? Where's the joyful activities, apart from thinking of our own mundane interest? Are you loving your neighbors in your words, your thoughts, and your deeds? Or is it swear words all day long? Are you carrying a light within you that burns ever so bright, that it brings joy to those that come into your vicinity? Or are you stuck in your vain bubble of, look at me, I'm so important, I'm VIP? What happens when VIP becomes RIP? What then? If religion had guided people the right way, we would have been living our lives carrying a little bit of paradise within us, knowing exactly where we have come from and maintaining that connection with that source regularly in our hearts. But instead, we are guided by what society dictates to us, the immorality that is even contrary to our own beliefs and our own values, that carefree attitude that we know that will surely lead us astray, and yet we condone it. So where's that Christian that gets ticked every time on that form? We have all been consenting to the many evils around us, not just by going to church and making a lot of noise, praying, not by offering tithe and praying for hours, or even paying someone to pray for you. No, a way of life, so that your every breath is a worship of Him in your soul. It's not saying Mass, it's not Bible study, it's not Easter, and it's certainly not just at Christmas. It's living joyfully according to the will of your Creator, knowing and obeying His laws. Think about it. What human being dares to call His name in vain, and yet he or she says, I'm a Christian? You're already violating the commandments of thou shalt not call the name of thy Lord in vain. But you hear it everywhere, both young and old. They call His name in vain. How Christian is that? If my thoughts are vain and my words are vile and my actions are dreadful, should I even call myself a Christian? Am I entitled to Christmas, or is Christmas cancelled? Do I deserve any celebrations? Because unfortunately for many, true Christmas has been cancelled from their soul. Long ago, before they even went out and bought presents, before they even decided to set up the table for food and drinks. So in this season that calls for love and truth, I think it's time to tell each other the truth. Look around you. It's never been more obvious as it is now what's truly important. It's time to be awake, and like the wise virgins, it's time to keep that lamp burning within you, so that one day that Christ Spirit will light up before you on your way back home. And then you can tick that box courageously and say, I'm a true Christian because I've lived my life according to the proper teachings of Christ. Don't wait a moment longer with all of these distractions of the world. The time is now. Have a joyful Christmas, and don't forget to allow the significance of this season to vibrate within you. Bye for now.